Don't you worry, folks, because I too am growing weary of these simple and quick and kinda low effort videos. So this is the very last one. But a couple days back, Mitchell Armstrong gave me all the motivation I needed to produce a guide on some rough and coarse stuff that may happen to get everywhere. But then came along Tandler Shine, an individual who doggone dared me to make a guide on sand, and here we are. So dared me, huh? Didn't think I would do it, huh? Oh, I'm frickin' doing it. So let us grab our shovels, cause we going digging. Sandy piles are all about beach biomes, and we'll provide 2 sand each at the most. But on top of this, however, they do have a 1% chance to drop a seashell, maybe even a bird feather, or heck, maybe even normal rocks while they're at it. They also have a 0.2% chance to give gears, red gems, or even doubloons. And they even have a whopping 0.1% chance of a venom gland, a coconut, a purple gem, a crabbit, or a snake coming at you as well. So all of this to say, you're telling me there's a chance. But quickly now. As long as you don't destroy them after the 2 digs, the sandy piles do regenerate after 4 days in both mild and dry season, but 2 days come hurricane season, however 8 days in monsoon season. Also note that if you leave sand down with high winds, it's gonna be blown away from you. But let's just focus on the sandy crafts, yes? Unfortunately, you'll see a lot of the same craft we've covered recently, but you guys wanted the sand guide, so here you go. No complaining. The chimenea is first and will require some other materials on top of sand, but it's a fire pit with the lovely bonus of being shielded by strong winds, rain, and even full-on flooding within the monsoon seasons. And as I've said before, you need to get you one ASAP. Alternatively, if you are one with the sea, you can work towards a buoyant chimenea. It is plenty more expensive and involved in the crafting process. However, it will function all the same as a normal one while providing valuable light on the high seas. So if you are sea basing, there is nothing better. Definitely get you one of these. Well, maybe the sea lab is something you should work towards first, but toss together 2 sand, 4 limestone, and 2 doodads for a chance at crafting on the water whenever you please. If we're talking an essential sea base, then yes, you'd be a fool not to have one of these puppies. Next up, the sand castles of Shipwrecked. Using a good number of sand, you have access to a pseudo mini structure that provides an incredible plus 25 sanity per minute aura when you are near it. It may only last a day, but if you want an incredibly efficient way of combating going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, then look no further. This thing has gotcha whenever you need it. And when things start getting saggy on you, just dig it up to get some of those resources back to boot. You know, I was kind of thinking we'd cover bottles in this video as well, but there is actually quite a bit to cover about them individually, so for now, just know that you can actually craft them with 3 sand over just having to find them on the water and such. So perhaps we'll cover them when I feel like returning to some simple guides again. But last and certainly not least, sandbags. These are absolutely pivotal items and structures needed to combat flooding during the monsoons. So, we'll cover them quickly here, but definitely more in depth come the seasonal guides. It's inevitable, folks. Islands are gonna flood, and although there are alternative methods around it, sandbags remain a go-to. And this is cause they can be placed to prevent the ever-expanding puddles via a literal wall of containment around them, or by simply placing a single pile of sandbags in the direct center of a newly formed water spot. But you gotta get it right away, because as time progresses, it's gonna be really hard to tell what the real center is. But also know that it's entirely possible to prevent any flooding of any sort at all through sandbag coverage and man-made turf. But this is something we will absolutely touch on very, very soon. But there you have it, everyone. A guide on sand as you requested. Now, as I said, I think it's time we got back to some beefier topics. But do hold on to your suggestions, folks, as we will be doing this again soon. But thanks for watching, everyone. Well wishes to all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.